because the Wildlife Department is designed as a user-pay, user-benefit agency. It's sportsmen and wildlife enthusiasts who pay the bill for wildlife conservation in Oklahoma. Revenue from the sale of hunting and fishing licenses make up the majority of the agency's budget. There's also another unique way that outdoorsmen contribute financially. Each time someone buys a gun, ammunition, fishing equipment, or fuel for their boat, a small portion of the tax they pay at the register is used for wildlife conservation. But hunters and anglers don't just contribute financially. A long time ago, we recognized that sportsmen are our most effective management tool. Shaping regulations and making sure everyone complies to them has played a major role in bringing many species back from the brink of extinction to unimaginable numbers. As much as the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation has accomplished, we are positive our agency's best days are yet to come. You can see it on our faces. You can feel it with your hands. And you can hear it on the landscape. You'll find us working hard to make your state's natural resources the most healthy in the land.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are your Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation. Fishing, hunting, wildlife management, resource protection, habitat conservation, public outreach, and education.
It's what we do.
It's what we live for.
Simply put, conserving wildlife literally means the wise use of wildlife. And that's at the root of everything we do. Oklahoma is one of the most species-diverse states in the nation. Making sure opportunities exist for hunters, anglers, and all those who appreciate wildlife is not only our job.
It's our passion.
We are your Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation. From sunup to sundown, and sometimes all night long, the employees of our agency are relentless in their dedication to a job well done. The science behind wildlife conservation is constantly evolving, and our biologists are leading the way with groundbreaking and cutting-edge techniques that the entire scientific community benefits from. If that's not enough to make you proud, then consider this. We've been doing all this since our agency's birth in 1909, without using a dime of taxpayer money. That's because the Wildlife Department is designed as a user-pay, user-benefit agency. It's sportsmen and wildlife enthusiasts who pay the bill for wildlife conservation in Oklahoma. Revenue from the sale of hunting and fishing licenses make up the majority of the agency's budget. There's also another unique way that outdoorsmen contribute financially. Each time someone buys a gun, ammunition, fishing equipment, or fuel for their boat, a small portion of the tax they pay at the register is used for wildlife conservation. But hunters and anglers don't just contribute financially. A long time ago, we recognized that sportsmen are our most effective management tool. Shaping regulations and making sure everyone complies to them has played a major role in bringing many species back from the brink of extinction to unimaginable numbers.
You take the roll call. Here. 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 Russ can give the invitation.
Father in heaven, this morning we're thankful for a beautiful new day of life, favorable conditions under which we can gather. We gather here to fulfill our responsibilities as stewards of your creation. We also gather to celebrate excellence and achievement. We pray for your divine guidance. Above all, we're thankful for your love for us, love expressed through the sacrifice of your Son, Jesus Christ. Help us, we pray, to follow his example, we ask in his name. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jamie, can you?
Barry Bolton with Oklahoma Wildlife Conservation Foundation. Andy Mawson with Landowner of the Year. Connor McIver with 12 Forever. James Deach with 12 Forever. Rick Nolan with Oklahoma Hunters and Anglers. Jillian Welch with the AG's office. And Evan Elder with the Oklahoma Attorney General's office.
All right. Presentation award. Ready?
That'd be me.
All right, so I get to talk about 60 years of service between a couple guys. That's a long time. 30 years alone is a long time. So, first up, we have Patrick Matlock. He has been around a while and kind of in the same location for a while, right? So, Patrick was hired 7/1/94 as a game warden. 11/1 of 17, he was promoted to warden supervisor. Some interesting information about Patrick, and some of you probably have better stories than I do, especially you field wardens that's been out there with him, but probably can't mention him here. He spent his entire career in Okmulgee County, where he met his wife, Jamie, raised two sons, Isaac and Connor. So 30 years is a long time, and the same spot is even longer sometimes, but probably knows every nook and cranny and every person in the county, and they probably all know him too, so he's a pillar in the county for sure. I'm going to try to talk over this scratchiness. I don't know what that is, but it's interesting. Patrick looked so young when he first came to work for us. We got complaints that folks were hauling around a kid in the state truck. So we got accused of letting kids ride around in our vehicles. Is that true? He enjoys restoring old Chevy muscle cars and spending time with his family. He is a killer in the woods, a skilled noodler, and quite the carpenter. You probably built the thing too. Maybe even housing projects. ODWC runs deep in his family. He's a hardcore wildlifer for sure. He's one of us. And on a personal note for me, it's just from good stock and a genuine good human being. So that's probably more important than any of it. So Patrick, here is your letter. Done. Have the mic.
I just want to thank the Wildlife Department. It's been good to me. My dad was a warden, so pretty much been my whole life as a department, something to do with the department. So I just want to thank the department for putting up with me for 30 years.
Thank you. Thank you.
Patrick, this is Mark, but I don't know that I've known you quite 30 years, but pretty close probably. And Wade, you're right, he is very well respected in our county and knows very, very, very many people out that way. So thank you, Patrick.
Good job. Okay, next on the list is Jerry Shaw, currently a wildlife program supervisor, another 30-year guy. I do remember when Jerry went to work. He was hired on as a technician in the big game section, 7/25 of '94. Seems like yesterday. Changes in his position since he was hired. 2/1 of '07, he became the big game biologist, and 4/1 of '12, he promoted to regional supervisor. Jerry supervises the big game, upland game, waterfowl, wetlands, and fur bearer programs statewide. And he's also, whether he likes it or not, the agency lead on all things wildlife diseases. So sometimes that is a royal pain, but he's involved in that by design. In '94, the year Jerry was hired, interesting trivia, there were 252 deer check stations across the state. That's when we used to have to haul them to deer check stations. And the total statewide deer harvest was a little over 60,000 deer, which was a 3% increase over the previous record in '93. That year, ages of 6,657 deer were determined by tooth wear and replacement, jawbones, and Jerry looked at every one of those. I think then they were probably 1.5 average age class in Oklahoma. Through Jerry's efforts and the department programs, we're now up to an average age class of about 3.5 years of age. So that says a lot. Why is Oklahoma producing so many good deer? It's because we've got older deer now. So back in the day when he was sitting there physically looking at all those jaws, they were 1.5 years old average. So side note, we had a record harvest 2 years ago of 134,158 deer, so that's something proud to be part of. And our buck age structure continues to grow. And our antlerless harvest, a big deal, has also grown up in the 40s, so 45, 43% antlerless harvest. So does are a big part of the overall scheme of things. Some other major accomplishments, Jerry was a lead author on drafting our statewide deer management plan, chronic waste and disease response plan, and both of those the commission ultimately approved, so a big player in that. Interesting note, Jerry entered college as an English major, which explains his ability, which many are familiar with, to make substantial arguments for or against about anything. He's pretty good at it. Jerry's the guy that if he's in the room, you don't have to know or wonder what he's thinking, because you will know. And I appreciate that. He is not afraid to speak up on any platform. Word on the street is that Jerry has some unique talents, including championship elk wrestling. He's been known to wrestle elk, headbutt and all. I don't know what this one is, but he's also good at masonite panel stacking in a walk-in freezer. He can probably elaborate on that one a little bit. And it says on both issues the success in these endeavors is very questionable. So he's involved, but I don't know about his success. So Jerry, you want to come up here and get your 30-year very well deserved pin letter.
So first, thank you to the commission, thank you to acting director, thank you to the commissions prior to this. who in their questionable wisdom back in '94 gave me a chance to work with the big game program in the state. Truly was a dream job. I grew up hunting and fishing in this state, hunting and fishing on wildlife department areas. And it was always a thrill to be stopped on a WMA either by an area manager, a technician, or a game warden, and have the opportunity to interact with somebody that I felt was working for me. I've tried to carry that forward into my career. At my 20-year pin, I made a statement that kind of raised some eyebrows in the room when I said, I appreciate the commission greatly, but I truly do not believe I work for you. I believe I work for the resource, and I believe I work for the hunters and anglers in Oklahoma, and through your graces and through your wisdom, you provide me the tools and the paycheck to do that. So no disrespect, but I truly believe that I work for animals that don't have a voice, and I truly believe that I work for the guys that I drive down the road in the pickup trucks, and they see my emblem, and I get a thumbs up. That's who I work for, and that's who I'll continue to work for. And thank God we have a commission that is willing to listen. I don't believe that we've had a better commission in my tenure. And I thank each and every one of you for engaging in this job. I believe we are truly stewards that have been blessed by a creator with animals and people that we have the ability and the true privilege to help flourish and enjoy. So I came up on the shoulders of some giants in the deer world. I hope when I leave that I leave it in pretty good shape for the folks that come behind me. It's been a fun 30 years. It really goes by fast. 94, I would sit in these commission meetings and hear all these stories from guys for 30 years, 40 years. You're not going to see me at 40. But guys that have been here a long time and just the passion they felt. And it's true. You know, I thought it's not just a job, but it's a calling, it's a career, and it's a passion. And I appreciate everything the commission does. I appreciate the forward thinking that I see out of the commission for the well-being of our employees. Truly is refreshing to believe that we're pulling on the rope as a team, maybe in a way that as an agency we haven't done in a long time. So again, thank you for the opportunity to serve the resource. Thank you for the opportunities to serve our constituents. And I appreciate everything that you guys and ladies are doing for us, and especially for the other employees. It's a team effort, truly is. None of us can do any of this by ourselves. So thanks to each and every person who's had a part in my 30 years. I appreciate it greatly, and I hope to give you a few more years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Patrick and Jerry. Jerry, you're not auditioning for Duck Dynasty, are you?
No, sir.
Next up, presentation of the Spirit Award. Wade?
Good job, Patrick and Jerry. So, presentation of the Spirit of ODWC Award. The Spirit Award is in its 4th year, and that award came about for folks that aren't working in sections or divisions that have their specific division awards. So it's really for all other employees than those that have Fisheries Worker of the Year, Wildlife Worker of the Year, Game Warden of the Year, things like that. So this year, in our 4th year, nominations are submitted by anyone, and then those go to review by the ELT team, and they're ranked and scored, and we end up with a winner. So in recognition of all of those that were nominated, we did have Mike Chrisman, License Section, David Arbor, Wildlife, Kristen Gilman, Wildlife, Cheryl Lukemeyer in Accounting, Jeff Pennington, Wildlife, and Amanda Thomas in C&E. It was really close, very competitive, and this year's winner was Mike Chrisman. So a little bit about Mike Chrisman. He is the guy that was kind of key to all the license conversion, the branch system, the new licensing. He runs our license shop. Recently, some of his expertise has been approving lifetime licenses, mostly 5,000, pushing 6,000 licenses. The guy was literally the approver on applications. That was he was actually self-imposed shift work. He would work all day and then an evening shift and take a nap and get up and work till midnight, because folks had till midnight the end of June to get their applications approved. And within minutes on some of them, he was approving all those. That's a lot of contact. He has seen a lot of turnover in license sections, so he could almost go to work for HR in some of the turnover. Hopefully with some of the pay adjustments, some of that's going to slow down. So Mike is the ultimate professional. There's no one in the department that hasn't asked Mike for something that you don't get almost immediately. Very dedicated to his job, very professional, takes it serious, and if you need something in license section, anything to do with regulations, or in most cases I send folks to him, but sometimes he sends them to me. Those stories. Yeah, I get all the good ones. But very dedicated guy. He's been 16 years as licensed supervisor. It doesn't seem like that long either. But if you want to come up here, Mike, and you are this year's Spirit of ODWC Award winner, and you can say a few words.
Wow. Honored, overwhelmed, all the descriptors. But first, I just want to say thank you. As part of a roster or a team, you focus on the tasks that you have, but also you draw strength and inspiration from others around you. So a big thanks to the license section team for their focus and dedication, especially over the past few months. Not been an easy one. That's kind of a lifetime event, but at the same time, their focus and dedication helped push me to up my game and provide whatever I could for them. And the same goes for everybody in the divisions that I work with on a regular or semi-regular basis. The collaborations that we're able to have allow innovation and allows us to lift the department in however fast we can. So appreciate the executive team for the consideration and all of your support, and the same goes for the commission as well. Thank you for your continued support, and we'll keep grinding it out as much as we can. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And thanks to Andrea for kind of running all that, and his plaque or award will be in the mail? Yeah, okay. I think that's what it was with you when you won the award. So previous winners were Carla Beatty, Cheryl Lukemeyer, and Andrea. So Mike's number 4, so good job, Mike.
I'd like to echo what Wade said about Mike. Mike's been very responsive. He's done an outstanding job, and it's one of the most important jobs in the department. If we don't have licenses, we're not getting any money. So Mike, keep up the good work. Appreciate it.
Congratulations, and thank you for all you do.
So as we go down through here, you'll notice the theme is recognition. A lot of good folks, both internal and even external, with private landowner of the year. So we're going to roll right into these other recognition agenda items. And behind every winner is a slug of people that were just as deserving. So, man, we've got some serious, dedicated lifers in this outfit, and that's what makes it great. So that's all for now. Thank y'all.
Okay, Bill Dinkins.
Thank you, Chairman Barwood. Good morning, Commissioners. So like Wade said, some of these agenda items on here today are some of the more enjoyable that we get to do. It's always an honor and a privilege to be able to recognize some great employees. So in Wildlife Division, we started recognizing our biologists of the year in 1988, and then we started doing the technician in 1997. I'm going to start with the technician of the year. Dylan, you want to start working your way up here. We had 5 nominations this year. We send it to our supervisors. They independently rank them. It comes to Russ and myself for a final decision. 5 main categories we evaluate on are job performance, public outreach, attitude, task sharing, and special accomplishments. This year, like I said, we had 5 nominations. So Dylan Good from Southeast, David Banna from Central, Jesse Hankey from Northeast, Dwayne Workman from Central, and Scotty Webb from Southwest region. So good list of candidates there. As you can imagine, when the supervisors send in their nominations, they're fairly lengthy, so I'm going to apologize, but I'm going to read some of this directly from the supervisor, because they work hand in hand with the staff members and know what they do every day. So Dylan Good has worked as a technician now for 6 years on James Collins and Roberts Cave WMAs down in southeast Oklahoma, roughly 28,000 acres there. James Collins, very popular WMA for archery hunting. Commissioner Barwick, you'd be interested in that. Harvest reaching over 100 animals. Needless to say, a lot of hunters use this area from October through January. Dylan's always ready to assist with their questions, keeping the area looking good, and just helping out how he can. James Collins also offers 2 youth hunts, which take a little more time and effort, as you can imagine. Dylan takes great pride in working with youth, helping them be as successful as possible, and it reflects in the harvest totals. Dylan assists with a very aggressive controlled burning program on James Collins across the region, and even helps in the Northeast region with Sandboys. All the burn equipment is always kept in good shape and ready to go. Controlled burning on James Collins adds up to about 8,000 acres annually, both growing season and dormant season burns, so that's exceptional. Dylan takes great care of his equipment and buildings. Maintenance repair costs are greatly reduced by his proper preventive maintenance and his ability to make needed repairs. Dylan graded 25 miles of road. Commission, as you know, roads is one of our top things we're trying to address. 25 miles of road with a rental grader, hauled 150 tons of gravel with a tractor and a dump trailer to repair his area roads. After a major rainfall event in September, Dylan organized efforts between oil and gas companies, contract grader, and his own efforts to get the roads closed until repaired and then opened back up before bow season started. Dylan makes the rifle range and campgrounds a priority in keeping them clean, safe, and maintained. The new range gets lots of shooters, as you can imagine there, not far from McAllister. Areas are well maintained, clean, and user-friendly. Dylan promotes the agency in R3 in his position, conducts and assists in many public programs, including archery programs, 4-H events, 2 fishing clinics, and summer school programs. He's instructed over 500 kids this past year in outdoor related